Okay guys, just finishing up here with the last bit of Stabiloing. The other pages are finished on the inside, and I went to my computer and had to choose more images for the outsides of the tents. So we're just going to do this super quick. It actually ended up being a very nice transition in between there, like that. Hopefully I'm not getting too much graphite down. I don't really like to go super heavy with it. You have to go heavy enough, but then sometimes I don't like to really cover everything. Look right there. Let's keep that. Oh, just smeared. So I'm going to bring in a little bit more here. Shadow it here on the back side where we want it more. Kind of a little bit less on the front side here, you know. Sometimes, you know, I bet this would actually be a place where using the markers would be better again. Just for not wanting to get everything looking all muddy, which sometimes Stabilo can do. And there's times where it's a great tool and other times where it just makes things just kind of muddy. And it's kind of doing that with this. But it's okay that it's putting them back in the background a little bit down here. You know, because that should be our attention spot there. But I love how her hand is just kind of casually holding those guys up. It's crazy. She's so awesome. Okay, let's look at this purple one. Yeah. See, sometimes it's just better to have one of these markers on hand, just because it gets right where you want it. There we go. Very nice little accents there. Pull this guy down through here, which I think I already kind of did with this one. You can see a little bit of a remnants of a purple hanging out there. Kind of like it over here too. Let's fix up that little white spot. Actually, it's kind of a brown from the paper underneath, so that's absolutely groovy. I thought I was going to watch a movie here instead of talking to you guys. It's too funny. I get so used to the quiet then. Kind of forget. Well, I get engrossed in the project. That's what happens. You know that. You know, purple just does make kind of a transition spot too. You know, I've put Stabilo on every other page, so I kind of need to put it on this page too. That purple is water soluble, so it's kind of coming up, mixing in with everything. There, go. That got really dark right there. Let's pull that up just a touch. We're just adjusting colors, coloring white spots. I think I did that one already. That one looks great. You guys are really close down here today, sorry. God darn that gaffer's tape. You really have to watch out for it, guys. You know, the black masking tape, it would probably stick better. The Mod Podge would probably stick to the black masking tape better, but black masking tape doesn't stick for crap. So, in my experience, you get that stuff wet or, you know, do anything a little bit extra to it, and I haven't had great luck with it, so that's why I like the gaffer's tape better. I think it has much more, you know, like water soluble, or stands up to water better, I feel. It's just my personal opinion. That heater has probably been on too long now, and I'm probably gonna turn it off, and then I'm gonna be boiling once I realize that it's that warm in here. Oh, that noise. God, that noise. I will not miss that frickin' horrible heater. You know, it's like having an industrial machine in your house. Just little touches here and there. Now, I think I should do some adjustments on the inking here. Let's get some inking done. Let's see if we can't pull this up here just a little bit. He got a little bit too dirty for my liking on the top. I want to feel like the sunlight's hitting him up top, right? Get his nose back. Let's see if we can't get our arm back here. Just a little bit more. body. So just because you have Stabilo on something doesn't mean that you can't work it. Until that Stabilo is covered with one of your mediums, you know, Mod Podge or, you know, matte medium if that's what you're using, you should be able to move it. Now, that's, you know, not always, but you can sometimes go back and just kind of clean up your edges. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you gotta try too. As long as you have a coat of Mod Podge over your images from when you glued them down. Yeah, that's another reason to give your pieces a coat of Mod Podge after you've stuck them down on the page, is so they can hold up a little bit more to the wear and tear of the processes that you have to do to it to make it look the way that you want it to look. Okay, that's pretty good there. All right, let's do our fine tuning. If I can find my inks. Okay, that face needs to come down. Usually this squeezed lemon, it's a dirty squeezed lemon, so generally that will give us a little bit softer. We're going to put it right into that. We're covering up any white. That's what we're doing. I don't think I want to do much more to that. It's really beautiful the way it is. So we're going to leave that one alone. Now with her, let's see, are you guys still in here? It's a little bright for you to see, isn't it? We're going to just bring a little bit more of this yellow in. If we leave her the brightest white, she becomes the focal. Just kind of taking everything down. This color now matches, goes with this color. This color is in here. This color's in there. You know, all of these colors are well represented. All right, let's pull this yellow into here. Bright lights. We're just going to kind of hit the outer edges. And what else can we do here? This is Wild Honey. How dirty is our Wild Honey? Wild Honey is very dirty. But, yeah, that's actually an excellent color, though. I kind of think her outfit should be pink. I kind of like it just like that, though. A little bit of tattered rose. Yeah, we can do that. There we go. Just adjusting the colors. Down here, can't get you in here at all. Just going to pull some yellow in, cover up that white. Just takes that down a touch. Okay, we're good to go. Our beautiful girl who sings with the birds, flies with the birds. We're just going to bring that yellow right over the top of that red that we have back there. We're going to pull in a little bit of blue, tumbled glass, accentuate the blue that's behind her. Try to leave the doves as white as possible. Let's bring in a paintbrush. See if we can't get some of that color off of her face. Oh, not that brush. They're cheap brushes, so it's about time to go buy another set of cheap brushes. There we go. Just do it lightly. Don't scrub too hard. You don't want to pull up your image. She almost looks like she has bird poop on her head. I bet she does. Nice. Okay, so those spots came from when it had closed. It was just kind of from the beginning. I don't mind them, you know. They just make it look more vintage. If I can kind of calm them down a little bit, that would be preferable. But, let's give her outfit just something a little more to stand out, though. Worn lipstick. Now, don't expect to be able to be precise with this technique. This is just kind of tinting the image. That's all I'm trying to do. We're going to give her a little bit of pink in here, too. Again, we're bringing the color through, which is also important. I wonder what happened to her legs here. That is most interesting. We're not going to actually touch that photo. Somebody has blocked out that portion of her body. I bet this was a white outfit, but we're going to just make her look a little bit more girly here and let her be in pink. She had a V-neck on that, though. There. I'm essentially watercoloring the images here. I wonder where the lid for that guy is. There it is. Good, good, good. Okay, these ladies, I'm just going to kind of take over a little bit of yellow over the top of them, just to brighten them up, or dull them down. I don't know which. Let's take away the white. We're just taking away the white. Like that. Okay. Let's see. He's already done. His face got pretty dark. Let's see if we can't get rid of some of that. Yeah. His paint's coming up already, so we need to just kind of leave that alone. His transfer sheet, whatever you want to call it. Here's a touch of white. Let's get rid of the white. Right there. Perfect. There we go. Already did these guys. I think she should have a purpley pink belt on. I think that would be fitting for her. Something kind of wild. Beautiful woman, though. Wow. She's definitely stunning. Making her scarf kind of this purpley color. Hopefully you can see. You can't really see what I'm doing at all. Sorry. Just coloring her scarf a little. And I'm going to take some tumbled glass to the back here. Take down a little bit of that white. I do love how this yellow has splotched on it. That was from the original, kind of bled through with the, when I put the pieces down from the background. Alright, and then we're going to go back over her with some of the yellow once again. Here. We're just picking up color. And trying to brighten her just a touch. Get these little bits highlighted also. Gorgeous. I don't know if you can see her very well. She looks much different. We're going to soften that a little bit here, bringing that over the top. And let's bring it up into here also. There we go. All right. Let's give him a little sunlight here. Now be careful because you will pick up some of that Stabilo. We're just taking that white down a step. And taking it down a step here. And let's just give her a little color on her face. Okay. Bringing the yellows in here. Just coloring her just a touch. Like I said, somebody has scratched out her little outfit and made it look like she was wearing some sort of skirt. Pretty interesting. Okay, so I think these are dry enough to close, we hope. Fold and fold. This is the fine tuning. This has to be done on every single image. It doesn't have to be done. This is what I do. You know, do what you want to do. If you like your colors to be strictly black and white, then absolutely leave them strictly black and white. I just think it's kind of interesting, and this reminds me of, you know, when they would go in and color old black and whites. I kind of like him just like that. Oh, and that's just a beautiful color on him and Sasha. Let's put a little bit of blue behind him and just kind of knock that back a touch here. Let's go with some broken china here. So I'm cooling down that background. It got a little bit too warm. It was coming too forward and it wasn't allowing him to be the center. So I came back in with the blue color to kind of, you know, it grays it down, but it also kind of greens it down. But green is also a cool color. He's relatively, he's kind of more purple than anything else, really. But let's get some Tattered Rose on him and see if I can get that just a little bit colored in there on those spots where the inkjet came up from rubbing on it. So, yeah, now I'm warm. Okay. Gorgeous. Alright, and last but not least, we have our girls. Let's throw this in the background. We throw it in the background by bluing down those whites right there. And then we bring this to the foreground by yellowing or giving them sunlight, warming the tones, trying not to cover over her face too much, and we'll pull a little bit down in here. I wish we could have found a different Snake Lady poster. Didn't love that poster, but okay. So her parlor is going to be this color. Now that wallpaper, can you see what I'm doing? No, you can't. Okay, the wallpaper is being accentuated by the stencil that's back behind her. It's kind of created its own pattern. Oops, come on now. Don't go haywire on me. Now, again, Distress inks are water soluble, so I can go back over with that paintbrush and kind of change those colors if needed. Let's just see what we got here. I don't want to do a ton to her. She's gorgeous as she is. I don't want to ruin her. Where's my paintbrush? Clean paintbrush, just water. Bring her back. And bring her back here. Okay. See if we can bring her back a little bit more. It's pretty good. Pretty much so her coloring. Let's try the lemonade first. You know, the wild honey just gets to be so, it's a very intense color. But we're gonna need it. Trying to see where else those snakes are. Those are actually legs to some sort of furniture, it looks like. Oofa. Let's give him a bit of highlight. Let's give her skirt some highlight. Her dress. Now again, I'm not trying to paint these people exact by any means. I'm just kind of tinting the image. If you want to paint them exact and color them exact, you sure can do it. I would suggest doing it with probably a water marker of some sort. And let's go with the blue in her background. Did we get everything? You can't see what I'm doing over there. I'm just bringing some blue into her background, even though I've said numerous times I don't want to really touch her. I'm just kind of bringing her forward a little bit by doing that. Yeah, because I think we ran the white over it, or we're just accentuating there. You see how much more she stands out when you take down the background. Here, I still don't love how she came down so far. And I think that is due to the image itself was very gray. Now it's starting to pull out the image. Let's give her, that's not the right color. Let's give her just a touch of wild honey here. And we don't want to make her look like she's got jaundice, which I just kind of did. But it'll mellow out. Maybe. There. Her hubby. What a guy. Hopefully he was a good guy to her. Couldn't really find out anything about her. I didn't really go into a lot of research about who she was, though, to be honest with you. She wasn't one of the main acts, or it's possible she wasn't even with Barnum. I don't know. I was reading a lot about Barnum's acts today, mainly because I think they have the most information. Beautiful. Let's take a little bit more of this broken china back in here. Okay, so now that we have all the colors adjusted, yes, 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 let's pull this down here just a little bit more. Change this thing up just a little bit more here, altering the colors. Alter this one just a little bit more. Making that blue bluer. And we are going to go in and make that super bright. And we're also going to make the stars a little brighter. There we go. Okay. Okay. Hopefully everybody's dry enough now. We can close those down. Close it down, close it down. And let's look at what we got happening here. Let's get this fixed. It's broken china. Now, when I take the glue over the top of it, that broken china will come up. Just remember. Okay, let's look and see what we've got here. Part of me thinks about putting real images in. I think this one's great. I think this one's excellent. So let's do those two. I like Fairy the Human Frog, and I like this one. I kind of like this one because it's these two guys rocking out. And just to throw it in there, you know. Okay, so I made two different images. This one has a higher resolution than this one. This one's pixelated. This one is not. So we're going to get out Swoopy. Don't cut me, Swoopy. Okay. You should see the pile of paper I have. It's really kind of sad right now. But I haven't been able to even do laundry here, guys. I've been so busy making videos and product development and all sorts of stuff and making that I haven't really even taken time to do laundry. So that is on the top of my list for the 16th. Now they did have a frog boy, and I do love this. I'm trying to be careful here with Swoopy. There we go. I do like the Flea Circus. This was the one that has a higher resolution. We want that for sure. Oh, really? Goodness gracious. Sometimes you cut it a little too tight. You know, hopefully you can salvage it, which this one is salvageable. The Flea Circus, which I think is kind of hysterical. I still love the Gremlin guy. He cracks me up. Where's our gremlin dude? My images are such a mess right now. See, I told you I'd leave the heater on too long and then it gets just hot. And then I'm moving around. I'm under the light. That should be plural, but it isn't right now. Need to go buy some more light bulbs. Amazon. Sorry. Okay. All that looking, I still didn't find what I wanted. This can be garbage. That's a bead. Oh, this can be garbage. Good sign piece. She's a great image. Her not so much. That's somebody's art. This was, of course, somebody's art, but this is one of the original posters, I believe. Oh, here he is. God. All right, what else do I have here? Had a lot of practice with Swoopy, so I pretty much know where the cuts are going to be pretty quickly. Oh, let's see here. Heck was that? It was my Netflix. I must have hit a button. that's a great image. Okay, I love this one too. Not for this time though. Alexa thinks I'm talking to her. Not. Again, I have paper thrown all over this place. Okay, there and here, this image, there's something about this image that is appropriately spooky, as well as just kind of... In San Francisco, there's this place where you can go and play all these... It's an arcade, but they have collected vintage stuff. Vintage machines. And they're so cool. Okay. It's down by the Submarine in San Francisco. It's down by the Nautical, by the, what O'Brien? Is it the Marcus O'Brien? The, whatever it is, I'm not sure. Is it the O'Brien O'Malley? Alright, love that. Of course, it's the last one we did. Oh, really, Tommy? Really? I'm just going to put a little edge on that. Give it a little more detail. And we're going to cut off the white edge with this little itty bitty child scissors. This is not one of my crafting scissors. It can't be. What is this scissors? It's a Fiskars. Huh. That's it's too small. I don't think it's a piece of crap. It's too small. Okay, that kicks butt. Yes. Okay. That's going there. Moving you over here again. I really do need to get my other light fixed so you're more balanced. You're balancer. Come on, baby. Tommy, that is not necessary. Come on, go over here. Pushing it down, getting it in the cracks. And then we're going to take the over it and push down. It's pulling up the image where I'm pushing pretty hard, but it's also kind of giving it this fence look here a little bit too, which is good. Okay, freak show. Tummy is quite enough. You haven't even had anything bad today. Now, I'm only doing this because my finger has a lot of Mod Podge on it, so I can run it over the top of it. There we go. Ooh. Okay, so let's look at this one. What goes with this? I like that better. Try to put it on as straight as you can, please. No need to go halfway with stuff at this point. You put this much time into it, put things on straight. Okay. All right, let's see here what we've got. That's good. This one cracks me up. Yeah, it makes me wonder if people will notice it. Or if I have to be tame. I mean, I think we're pretty well aware of the circus freaks, right? I think so. We have this ad, which that looks really perfect, actually. Well, one more thing that says sideshow. I love the fleas driving the stagecoach. How does this guy look? That's just my own bizarre sense of humor. You know that, right? Some of it, you know, I want to throw something different in there. I mean, yes, I could, this guy would be perfect right there, actually. Mm. Which one is she going to do, folks? Place your bets. I still don't know. Which one should I do? Not water resistant. Trained herd of elephants. I'm doing it. Doing the Gremlins. The Midnight Transformation Band. Okay, that was, hopefully it wasn't a mistake. Let's look at one last thing here. Oh, don't sink into that. That's too big. Goobers. Not a fan of goobers, as you know. I like my texture to be planned. Some goobers are fine, but if you can avoid them, I try to avoid them. Okay, trying to line it up evenly here. Looking pretty good there. Pushing down it nice and hard, getting it to go into those crevices, getting the glue to move up or down, just kind of out so we don't get big. There we go. Gorgeous. That's just gonna, yeah, it just melts right onto there. Okay. I have the gremlin. I had to do it. I had to. It is too awesome of an illustration, and whoever drew that, you did just an amazing job. You really did. Okay. Now we want to be careful because this is still very wet. It's drying quickly since it is just the Mod Podge, but we need to flip over to these pages. So actually, let's go here. Let's grab these guys out. I don't think we really need to do a whole lot of color adjusting. These are actually great where they are. I'm not going to do any ink adjustments on these guys. This is the new antique linen. Where's the old one? I think I threw it away. It was old. Okay. Now, I bought a dog leash today. I did. I bought a dog leash. And I bought a food storage container. Now it's jumping the gun, but I'm very excited. I think this was the old Mod Podge jar. What else do we have here? My notes. Okay, let's get our stumpy brush out here. This one's not as good as the original stumpy brush. There we go. Mwah. There we go. It's all about getting the right amount of water and getting it into the spots that you want it to be. So, you know, if you don't have the right tool, modify an old paintbrush like you saw me do, which is the one I just threw away. Yeah, this is the original Stumpy brush. I like this uneven look here. I don't think I have enough Stabilo on, honestly, for it to be working, you know, where it's like super mushy. It's easier to add more if you need it instead of subtract, you know. Okay. I'm trying to get that to look right. I don't really like the spit and smudge option that much. I can't believe I finished this layout. Finally. It almost got the better of me there for a couple of days. I just had to kind of... Well, I was still working on it. I just wasn't able to get enough unique footage that, you know, it made a full video. Because this stuff gets really repetitive because I'm doing it times 6, you know. So, still not sure about what I want to do with... Wasn't Dante the guy that... Yeah, Dante was the gremlin there. Bad gremlin. Mogwai. Mogwai? Mogwai. Like that. Okay. Of course, it closes even less now, but that got a little damaged there. Let's see if we can't fix that up. There we go. Perfect. That's where this little puppy is digging into there. Actually, I love what that's doing. There's, you know, there's some metallics on this paper, so it's kind of accentuating the metallics a little bit more. This is fine-tuning. This is going back and making sure that everything looks as good as you can make it look, you know? And this edition of this marker looks beautiful in my eyes. If you don't like it, don't do it. You know, this is just showing you options of different ways to finish besides just using a Stabilo, you know. Learn your products, find out what works best for you, what look you like the best. I personally really enjoy the combination of Stabilo and this distress marker. This, of course, is the picked raspberry color. Now, I could do it with the blue also, a blue or a purple, any shadow color. Pink isn't necessarily a shadowy color, but it is a purple. So, should be working that way. And this one. It's going to make me laugh every time I see it. So, to me, that means it was the right choice. It has nothing to do with circuses, but it has everything to do with my bizarro sense of humor, you know. Silly things entertain me. Let's see if we can find one more thing to finish this off here. And that would be, this is a gold. I don't know where my open golds are. They're probably right in there. I want to see how this works. Stunningly. Now, this is not a water soluble, or this is not a permanent ink that I know of. So that means that it will get on your images that are underneath of it if you have too much left over. I'm going to pull it in through here. You guys saw me do a lot of this with my other two books. I like to edge in gold or copper. I like to edge in metallics. I think it gives a rich feeling to the piece. If you don't like doing that, then absolutely don't do it, you know. Just hitting the edges. Oh, I don't dare hit the insides because then it's going to go to the illustrations. Now I do have a permanent StazOn Gold that I probably should be using for this instead. I just don't know where it's at. Don't feel like looking for it. I saw this one, so I opened it up and using it because that's just, I'm tired. I want to get this done. I need to get this edited. I need to get this up to you. We need to review it real quick once everything's all complete. This is actually a very, very pretty color of gold. And actually, if I were to go over this now with the brown StazOn on top of it, it would really set it off nicely. The two blend together really well. The timber brown. I feel like I'm just rubbing it all over my face. Okay. That's because it makes me itchy. Okay. Here we go. Piece of paper stuck on there again. Let's get us a lot of space. Okay, guys. Hopefully this gives you a better view here. So, of course, we start like this. And that. I think that's a very, very awesome beginning to these pages. And our little, I love it. That's the only image I don't love. And again, we just didn't have any images on Snake Charmer women. So this pattern really did come through. You don't see it so much, you just see it in this light. Look at the crackle paste over there. Okay. So again, the stencil pattern came through. We didn't rub it down as hard over his body, so it's not, it's still there. It's just not quite as definite. And again, it does depend on the light. You're seeing it because we have more shadows right now. Look at the base layer under there. There's half of it. Okay. And then, all right, so we have this guy, which opens up to here, which that coloring fits so perfectly. And then here. So then we have our Fly Girls, the actual advertisements. There it is. The coloring in her legs got a little messed up, but it looks good in person. Okay. Yes. Can't imagine being shot out of a cannon. And the texture. See that image? Guys flying. Oh, there's some more guys coming out over here. I love the green back behind there. Turned out really well. And of course, I'll take that gold down and then I'll need to redo this, right? Okay. There she is. I'm trying to block the light. Not working. The 6-page fold and flip is 95% completed. I will go back through and take down a little bit of that gold with the Timber Brown. Stays on, and then I will also, what was the other thing? Oh, I still think I need to think about some sort of little flag detail here. Okay, guys. That's it. I finished. Bye. We need the light, but I need actually that light to work by, so I'm going to move it back here. Yeah, I have to work with the light. Sorry, guys. A little brighter over here. There's nothing to really even out the light right now. I need to get the light bulb fixed. So I'm just taking down that gold just a touch. Just a hair. I'm just running it over. It does work gorgeous. I think I can be done with that. Okay, I think I'm going to finish on this page for now. I think I'm just going to be done. I am still thinking about these flags. And I'm thinking about the first page flags still. So, you know, just know that that's in my brain. It's not something I have forgotten. So, we're going to address the book fix next. I think Carolyn had a great idea. It's going to be kind of crazy to do this, though. A little bit nervous about it, but we're going to see if we can make it work. You know, if it doesn't work, I can always glue it back together, right? Oh my. Okay. All right. We'll catch you guys soon. Hello guys, how's it going? Stephanie here, coming to you from Concord. It's a gray day out there. I'm just kind of looking at what's happened here and how the book is staying together. I like it. I like it a lot. The thing is that I know I'm going to need to do more of it in here. So, you know, I will be prepared to do this process again, because we know that this is going to need massive amounts of help trying to figure out what to do for the outside, but now it actually sits well enough to where I can work on it. And I don't think I actually do want to do it yet, because we need to give this all room to expand. So yeah, I'm gonna set the book aside for a little bit though,